Hello students, so we are back with our second chapter, class 11th, Hornbill, we are not afraid to die. Okay, so this is the second video for the same chapter. We were at page 14 and second last para we are going to start with. In the first video, we have already seen that the weather was very atrocious, very bad weather. Okay, waves were very high. The roar increased to a thunder as a stern moved up the face of the wave. Now stern is back part. Okay. So the waves are so high, the waves are so disturbing that for a second, for some time it happened that back part was up. Okay. It was like not this, it's like this. Back part is up. So this way it happened. Okay. For a moment I thought we might ride over it, but then a tremendous explosion shook the deck. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. My head smashed into the wheel, and I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. I accepted my approaching death, and I was losing consciousness. I felt quite peaceful. Now what happened? Actually there was maybe because of some heavy wave there was a push from the back. Okay, and then because he was just standing in the ship, he was maybe controlling the wheel only. So because of this sudden we can say hit from the wave, what happened? He even lost control and he fell down and he hit against the wheel of that ship and he became unconscious. Okay, and he understood this thing that because of this hit only he is becoming, maybe he's losing his consciousness. Okay, he felt this, that he was losing his consciousness, and he said, I was just noticing this thing, I was feeling that I was maybe floating in the water, and I was thinking that maybe I won't be able to now save myself. Okay, because I'm losing my consciousness also. And he said for a second it felt that yes, everything was very peaceful. Why? Because for the last full day he was trying to save themselves, save the family, everything. But now when he was losing consciousness, he thought that he is going to die, and suddenly he felt this is also peaceful. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of water a few meters away. Waywalker was near capsizing. Capsizing means topsy-turvy. Actually, he fell out of water. Maybe for some time he was unconscious also, but then suddenly he became conscious and he saw that his head was coming out of water. And at a distance he could see his ship also. Her mast almost horizontal. This is vertical, this is horizontal. So it means the ship is going like this, ship is this, and the mast is standing like this. Okay, now because from the back the ship was coming down and the mast was now horizontal. So this is the scene which he saw. Then a wave hurled her upright. My lifeline jerked taut. I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into Waywalker's main boom. Okay, now what happened? Suddenly, another wave came. One wave gave the push from behind. Another wave came from the front, and now the ship was okay. And he saw that if ship is now back to its position, he also tried to swim and he took the rails of the ship, and now he was again in the ship. So he came back to his ship. Subsequently, waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll. My left rib cracked. Now what happened? From the rail he climbed back into the ship. Okay, but still the water was very disturbing water. The waves were still very heavy. The waves were maybe, some wave was giving push from right, some wave was giving push from left to that ship, and he was still staggering here and there. Though he came back into the ship, but still he was staggering, he was not able to stand properly, and that's why he again hit against something and he felt that his ribs cracked. Okay, so left ribs cracked, my mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. So naturally he got a push because of water and he maybe again fell down or hit against something. Okay, he could understand that he has lost maybe there was a crack in the left rib, and then his mouth was filled with water, with blood. So he knew that yes, maybe some tooth is also broken. Somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave, and hung on. But still, he went to the wheel, controlled the ship, and he thought that yes, now ship is under his control. Water, water everywhere. I could feel the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. Now he said, I felt this also, that maybe from somewhere the water had started coming into the ship. Okay, maybe the below decks were having the water. Though he said, I felt so, but I dared not to now leave the wheel. He thought that if he leave this steering wheel, then maybe again this ship will be out of control. So he never wanted to leave the steering wheel and go and check what is happening over there. But then only the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. We are sinking, she screamed. The decks are smashed. We are full of water. But now, at that time only, Mary came. She is the wife. And though he was fearing this thing only, that there is water maybe in the below deck, she confirmed. She said, yes, there is water and maybe we may die at any time because there is some hole and from somewhere the water is coming, okay, into the ship. So that's why she said, the decks are smashed, already smashed. Take the wheel, I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. Now he said, okay, then come, you control this steering wheel, okay, and I will go and I will see what I can do. Okay, I scrambled for the hatch. Larry and Herb were pumping like madmen. Now he went over there where they had already seen water started coming into the ship. So he saw that Larry and Herb, those crewmen, they had already started their job. They were already trying to stop the water to come into this ship, and the water which had already come, they were trying to deflect the water and so that the water can go back. Okay, so they were already working like madmen. Broken timbers hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard side bulged inward. Okay, starboard side, we can say right side, maybe there was a hit from the wave, very big wave from the right side, and that's why this right side boat was bulged in. Okay, there was a big, we can say a big bump over there. Side bulged inward. Clothes, crockery, charts, tins, toys lost about in deep water. And what more he saw, because of the hit and because of the water which had already started coming in, everything was smashed and everything was there floating in the water. Okay, because it means there was a great loss to that area. Okay, because everything was now floating in the water. I half swam, half crawled into the children's cabin. Are you all right? And suddenly he realized that yes, children are also there in the next cabin. So he went to check the children. So he went to check everything over there in the cabin. And he entered over there. He asked, are you all right? I asked. Yes, they answered from an upper bunk. So upper bunk is that area, okay, where they can sleep also, they can take rest also. So they were sitting over there. From there only they said, yes, we are all right. But my head hurts a bit, said Sue, pointing to a big bump above her eyes. I had no time to worry about bumped heads. Actually, but maybe in the cabin also, daughter also, maybe because when everything became shaky because of the heavy waves, so even daughter maybe she might have hit with something. That's why there was a swollen over there. She said, we are all right, but maybe this part is swollen. But at this time, this captain, this father, he had no time to stop and see the swollen part, because he was satisfied to see that at least children are safe and sound. That's why he did not stop to check that what has happened over here. After finding a hammer, screws and canvas, I struggled back on deck. With the starboard side bashed open, we were taking water with each wave that broke over us. If we couldn't make some repairs, we would surely sink. Now what his worry was, he knew that yes, from somewhere there are some holes, okay, and from somewhere the water is coming continuously into the ship. Now their duty was first of all to stop, or to, we can say, cover those holes, okay, to repair those holes so that the water stops coming from coming inside, and already whatever water is there, they were supposed to, throw out the water from the ship. So he wanted to do that work first of all. That's why he did not stop with the children over there. Somehow I managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch covers across the gaping holes. Some water continued to stream below, but most of it was now being deflected over the side. So they were able to do something. They were able to put the canvas over there, stretch, we can say spread the canvas, and they were able to stop, we can say, cover the holes. Now the water was not in that speed coming into the boat, so they were somewhere, they were satisfied that now maybe they will be having enough time to repair the holes. I think we should stop here only. The concluding part we will do in the third video. Thank you.